Strike and repression. The Porfiriato had been known as a time when peace was brought into the country. During Diaz's government, revolutions and military pronouncements that had taken place in Mexico since the independence had been avoided. President Diaz faced many challenges, such as the regional chiefdoms that did not want to follow a central authority. Chiefdoms means a territory with a chief, town, or region which is under the abuse power of a person. He also had to face the dissident voices, both domestic and foreign, that did not accept their re-election. Dissident means those people that separate from a behavior, belief, or common doctrine. He also had to deal with the communities who opposed the central power in the process of modernization in the country and the constant threat of altering the Porfirian Pacts. These groups conducted rebellions mainly in rural communities of Guerrero, Yucatán, Sonora, and Chihuahua. Many of these rebellions did not have a coordinated national leadership, so they were easily suppressed. Other rebellions were more difficult to suppress because they were conducted by the Mayan Indians in Yucatán and the Yaquis in Sonora. At the beginning of the 20th century, the Yaquis were deported to the states of Yucatán and Oaxaca to work as laborers on farms. Most of laborers barely survived on what they earned, but some were like members of the family of their employers. Workers also protested against the regime. Their poor working conditions made them get together and organize strikes. Textile workers in Rio Blanco, Veracruz protested against the poor working conditions. However, this didn't only happen in Rio Bravo. This took place also in Cananea, Sonora, in 1906. These two strikes are recognized as precursors of the revolutionary movement in 1910. The repression exercised by the group in power showed the Mexican government's lack of willingness to improve workers' living conditions. Because instead of building the basis of economic growth, the authorities violently repressed the demonstrations and strikes while saying that Mexico had finally obtained peace. As I said before, the Mexican government's lack of willingness to improve workers' living conditions was unbelievable. They would deal with their problems by using violence and dishonesty, making others believe that Mexico was a country full of peace and that everyone was happy with what was happening in that moment, when it wasn't like that, and they were taking advantage of those in it. Thank you for your attention, and I hope you learned something valuable in this video.